Let's watch this battle. Looks like the Terran is going to drive the Zerg player off, but those roaches should be able to burrow, and then they'll regain health faster than this many Marines can really deal damage to them. I mean, if he stims again, yeah, he'll be able to catch back up to the roaches and deal some damage to them, but I mean, that's... how many Marines is that? Yeah, almost 24 Marines, one stim is 240 damage. It's almost not even worth it just to pick off a couple of stray roaches. And Zerg still producing roaches, so he's going to have to keep on putting aggression on the Terran if he's going to, do roach production like that. Almost done producing workers, just 35. Haven't seen another one queued up in a while. 11 overlords being made at once. That's... he's not going to get supply blocked for a long time. That's a good thing. Would love to see these roaches being active, though. Take down the rocks at your gold, take down the rocks at your natural third. Getting more scouting information in. +1 attack upgrade, so mutas should be coming in to do harassment in a little bit. Terran, meanwhile, getting missile turrets to detect the roaches when they come in. Nice little battle going down. A lot of roaches, but those medevacs are going to help that Marine Force stay alive, so that is going to get picked off there. And that is the danger of getting overly aggressive, is that as long as Terran's army is positioned well... that Overlord got all the information he needed, by the way. But as long as the Terran army is positioned well, it's going to be very easy to overproduce on those, roaches, and just keep streaming and attacking and losing armies very inefficiently, and then you wind up just dying to the first big counter push. Zerg's going to take down his rocks and get ready to get a third. I like that. And the mutas are finally making an appearance. And we're also getting the attack upgrade for the roaches. Terran, I believe, yep, finished with attack upgrade level 1. Hasn't started any of their upgrades yet. Food counts are now even, though, so Terran has come back from that huge 30 food deficit, mostly because of that one failed attack. And I don't think a roach army is going to be able to break that tank line anytime soon. So I'm not sure what B-Radical's plan is in the future, but to deal with tanks like that, you really need a lot of, banelings and zerglings. Roaches do kind of melt to those. Excuse me. 4 more mutas popping out. Where are those mutas hanging out at? There they are. Looks like he has 9 done, with 3 more coming out, so gonna be about 12 mutas. And Terran's pretty well defended. Yeah, turrets just about everywhere. Only 1 turret in the mineral line, though, and these 2 supply depots kind of worry me. With that supply drop on them to avoid getting supply blocked, each one is 16 food. That's that's a real vulnerability for mutas to just come in and pick off really quick. And if you get supply blocked for too long, game over. He is getting the armory and the 2 engineering base for the upgrades. Mutas making their way in. And they are going to pick off this supply depot. I think 12 mutas could actually have just picked off this one missile turret and actually been able to do pretty good damage in there until the Marine Army got back. But we'll keep an eye on those mutas up in the corner. Meanwhile, the third has gone down for a Zerg. Not really saturated yet. 16 roaches in production, though, so he might be preparing for a very large attack. Yeah, that's going to give him a lot of roaches. Drop in the main. That's cleaned up without any problems. Probably spotted by this Overlord here. Mutas are a little trapped, though. Looks like they're going to come back in and try to harass this other supply depot, or super depot even. And they are going to take it down, so that is a lot of food gone to the Terran player. And as you can see, he's 107 out of 110. Medevac's still making his way back. Zerg has very good vision here. Love to see a round of drones going down, though. He's, okay saturation in his natural. Okay at his main since he's out of a few mineral patches. Not mining out of this gas geyser. That's a bit of a blunder. He pulled those guys during the drop, so should put guys back in there. But he's sitting on a pretty hefty bank right now, so wait a second. Looks like he researched Overlord drop as well. Well, speak of the devil. And it does look like Zerg is preparing for a big Doom drop, which I actually like in this situation because, again, this Terran army here, if it's positioned well, will just eat up those 40 roaches without any trouble at all. Terran getting ready to take a third. Probably thinking about taking it on the gold. Sometimes you'll see Terrans take their third here, but almost always you take it along the gold. So, Medevac coming down for a drop. And we'll see how that gets handled. Shouldn't be a big deal. The mutas there alone are enough to clean that up. 7 Marines. So I'll try to keep an eye on that drop and the Zerg drop at the same time. That drop going down. Going to drive those drones away and kill most of them. Meanwhile, the Terran army was moving out, which is actually perfect for B Radical because he just dropped in the main and that army is as far away as it could have gotten. And it looks like BLTS is going to come back to try to save his main. One siege tank actually loaded up in that medevac there. Is that going to go down? Oh, it does. Medevac fully loaded, and this is a bad angle for the Terran player. Those roaches are just able to do massive damage. Most of these Marines in the back fully stimmed, not even shooting. So Zerg has just a great concave. And looks like he's still not making drones, reflooding with nothing but roaches. So he is essentially all in, but I think it's going to work. Yeah, tanks not even getting fully out of the factory before they're destroyed. Terran almost half the food of the Zerg player right now. I like this, leaving a couple roaches back here to just harass in the main while poking out a little, but using that Terran's ramp against him effectively. And here comes the rest of the Roach army. That is going to clean this up nicely. And it would be a miracle for the Terran to live through this. Starport's going to go down. One last tank manages to make its way out, and it's not going to even get a chance to get to its rally point. 44 to 130. But he is getting the level 2 weapon upgrades, so if he does make a Marine, it will be a strong Marine. If this guy gets out of there, nope, not going to happen. This guy, he might make it out. He's going to be 2-2 in a bit. Oh. And 11 to 147, Terran deciding to, looks like he's going to go ahead and expand and try to make a comeback. And we should see a GG any moment here. I realize I forgot to close the time bar so everyone knew when this game was going to end. I'll try to avoid that in the future. And this was my first time cold casting a game, not knowing what was going to happen. Let me know if you thought it was any better or worse. I'm also going to cold cast the next game in the VPL tournament. And then I'm going to do the next 2 games in the VPL tournament where I guess warm casted them. I'll watch them first. And if there's any significant preference, we'll just do it whichever way you guys prefer. Alright, thanks a lot, and I'll see you later.